Have you ever wondered how tricky it is to truly know the person standing in front of you? Every day, we come across people who seem kind, friendly, and even perfect. But how can we tell if what they show is genuine? In today's world, appearances are important, and many people hide their true selves behind a mask. The good news is, you don't need special training to spot who is real and who is faking it. There are two clear signs that can reveal a lot about someone's true nature. These signs aren't hard to notice. They show up in small, everyday actions that most people overlook. Imagine being able to see beyond words, fake compliments, and shallow gestures. Picture yourself understanding the real character of the people you meet just by watching them more carefully. This will not only allow you to better understand those around you, but will also help you choose more carefully who deserves to be a part of your life. In this video, I will walk you through these two key signals. I promise you that once you understand them, you will never look at other people the same way again. And in the end, you might even discover something about yourself. Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you relate to the world. And now, let's begin. The first indicator is the way a person behaves with those who cannot reciprocate in any way. Carefully observe interactions with those who have no power, such as a waiter, a clerk, or a passerby in difficulty. An empathetic and authentic person does not make distinctions. Kindness is part of their being. On the contrary, those who treat with arrogance or indifference, those who have nothing to offer, show a dark side. This attitude reveals insecurities and a need to feel superior. Even a simple gesture, such as a thank you, can say a lot. You don't have to be a hero to show humanity. Just choose kindness. Always. The way a person treats those who cannot offer anything in return is considered one of the most authentic indicators of character. This behavior reflects deep values, which do not depend on favorable situations or expectations of gain. As social psychology emphasizes, actions towards those perceived as inferior or irrelevant are less influenced by the intention to impress, thus revealing the true nature of an individual. To assess this aspect, observe how a person interacts in everyday contexts with figures who are often ignored or underestimated, like a receptionist or a driver. Notice if they show respect, courtesy, and attention, or if they adopt a cold, impatient, or even rude attitude. These moments, often considered insignificant, are a window into the level of empathy and humanity of that person. According to behavioral psychologists, kindness is not only an innate quality, but also a habitual choice. A genuine person shows respect and gratitude without discriminating. For example, a simple smile directed at a clerk indicates not only good manners, but also a natural predisposition to recognize the value of others, regardless of their social position. On the other hand, an arrogant or contemptuous attitude toward those in a disadvantaged position often reveals deep insecurities. Psychology explains that those who try to assert their power over those who cannot defend themselves do so to compensate for a sense of inferiority or lack of self-esteem. This behavior should not be ignored, as it can be a warning sign in personal and professional relationships. A practical tip is to develop careful and conscious observation. Don't stop at superficial interactions. Pay attention to how a person handles small interactions. For example, someone who gets angry at a waiter for an insignificant mistake may not be able to manage their emotions in a healthy way. On the contrary, someone who approaches the situation calmly and with understanding shows valuable emotional maturity. To further your judgment, ask yourself a few questions. Does this person show respect to those who serve or help them? Do they show gratitude even in simple situations? Do they try to make others feel comfortable, or do they simply get what they want? The answers to these questions will help you decipher aspects of their character that may not be immediately obvious. As you observe others, consider your own behavior. How do you approach those who have nothing to offer you? Do you ignore these interactions or view them as meaningless moments? Reflecting on your own behavior can not only help you improve as a person, but also develop a greater sensitivity to the authentic character of others. Behavior toward those who cannot reciprocate is one of the clearest and most reliable indicators of a person's true character. Next time you want to get to know someone, pay attention to these small details. They often reveal more than 1,000 words. And remember, kindness and respect are always choices that reflect the best of who we are. The second key element is the psychological importance of keeping promises. Keeping a promise is not just an act of good manners. It is a clear signal of personal integrity and respect towards others. From a psychological point of view, promises establish a connection of trust. When a person commits to something and does it, they send an implicit message. You are important, and I respect the value of my word. In contrast, broken promises can cause disillusionment, damage relationships, and harm the reputation of those who do not keep them. Consistency is essential to evaluate a person's character. Psychologists such as Albert Bandura, famous for the social learning theory, emphasize that actions shape not only other people's perceptions of us, but also our own self-esteem. A person who honors their promises, even when it is difficult, shows a commitment to themselves and others, strengthening their credibility. Promises don't have to be grand to be meaningful. Even small commitments, like keeping an appointment or fulfilling an informal word, are key indicators of character. A practical tip is to observe how a person handles everyday situations. Do they arrive on time, meet deadlines, and follow through on what they say? These details build a clear picture of their trustworthiness. The true test of integrity comes in times of adversity. A person who faces obstacles but still finds a way to honor commitments demonstrates strong personal ethics. On the other hand, someone who uses adversity as an excuse to break a promise may be less trustworthy. Ask yourself, does this person look for solutions or give up easily? Resilience in dealing with commitments is a sign of strong character. When a promise can't be kept, how a person handles the situation is equally revealing. Psychologists like Brené Brown, an expert on vulnerability and authenticity, explain that acknowledging a mistake with sincerity and offering a clear explanation shows emotional maturity. If a person avoids taking responsibility or minimizes the importance of a broken promise, they may be disrespectful to others and to their own value. To study this, observe how seriously a person takes their commitments. Are they attentive to detail? Do they make an effort to meet deadlines? Also, note whether they overpromise. Those who tend to overpromise and then fail to deliver may not be aware of their own capabilities or may not be serious about their words. A reliable character balances promises with reality, committing only to what they can actually accomplish. As you observe how others keep their promises, reflect on your own behavior. Keeping your commitments not only builds trust in relationships, but also increases your self-confidence. Ask yourself, do I keep my promises, even those I make to myself? For example, if you decide to start a new habit or reach a personal goal, are you able to follow through? Being consistent with yourself is the first step to developing strong character and inspiring trust in others. Keeping promises is one of the most powerful indicators of character. It's not about being perfect, but about being consistent and reliable. Observing how a person manages their commitments, both in small gestures and in big decisions, allows you to understand who you are dealing with. And always remember, keeping promises not only strengthens relationships, but also builds a solid foundation for your personal growth. We sincerely hope that this video has been helpful and inspiring for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on similar content on wisdom and spirituality. Also, if you liked this content, share it with anyone you think could benefit from it. Thank you for following us on this journey. See you in the next video.